Hi guys, I am the Squirrel's Nuts, bringing you a game of Conquest on Gulf of Oman. Most of this game is going to be in this little beast, the F35, the brand new jet. You can see another one in front of us there, that takes off on a hover, whereas I get to roll down the carrier strip and take off this way. Now I'm going to talk about the F35 in this game. This is the first game where I had a real proper go in it, so I've got some good footage in here. Also got some interesting kills and some tank footage as well. Quite a lot of destruction going on. I'm sure you'll have a great blast watching this. So just the numbers at the top left and top right though. The top left, as ever, is the airspeed indicator, and the top right is the altitude. Now obviously the airspeed indicator is the interesting one, because this jet, unlike any other jet, can actually slow right down to a hover. So if I press the decelerate, that's exactly what happens. The flaps sort of come out, the vertical jet takes in and holds the jet in position. That allows you to sort of turn like a strafing turn on the spot. Lets you lock onto things, or just to basically scout the area. It also leaves you a little bit vulnerable, as you'll see later, so you have to be careful when you do it. But this particular move here, look, I managed to slow right down and hover. This is their runway, and I basically get some of these vehicles as they're coming out of the runway. Now this airspeed is extremely slow. You can just kind of hover around here and take things out. I almost lose it at that point, nearly clip into that helicopter, start getting a lock, hit the afterburners, which seem to be a strange green tinge to them. But this jet can accelerate from its hovering position to full speed in a matter of seconds. And because of the distance, the range you can put, you can easily get out of range of any Stingers. So all of your jet unlocks that you've got will apply to this jet. So you're fine with that. As you can see, I've come back round another go of this runway, and yeah, I guess they're not very happy with me. Oh dear, what a mess. I'm not a fan of spawn trapping like this, but you know, I've had it done to me so many times. It seems to be part of the battlefield experience, isn't it? So you've got to give it back. You notice that we've got 4 conquest nodes here, and we haven't got any of them. And this is something that I see quite a bit on this map. It's probably because it's a 24-player console game. I think this map with 4 nodes actually needs more players. And I kind of think that DICE should think about dropping this down to a 3 conquest node. You see me coming in here, and I actually misjudge and hit this light tower. So just as I come out into third person, I realise I'm just a little bit too much to the right, but it's too late. Clip the floodlight, and that's the end of that one. Yeah, I've never actually seen the attacking team do well on this map so far. And I think it's because they've got 2 F35s, they've got an attack chopper and a passenger chopper, and an anti-aircraft gun on the carrier, and if you sort of get all those people in there, that's pretty much half of your team gone. Which leaves, you know, 6 people to cover 4 conquest nodes on the land. It just doesn't happen. Meanwhile, the other team can spawn in tanks and so on and get over there quickly. And one of the nodes is very close to their spawn, their runway, so this is a fail. Never do this. Never hover in front of a tank. Don't go one-on-one with a tank like that, because you'll lose every time. So, yeah, as I was saying, I think there's too many conquest nodes on this. I think it's going to play a lot better on the PC variants, where there's excuse me, a lot more players. At the moment it isn't working. So anyway, get inside this tank here. Bit of gun footage for you. We get a little bit frustrated, you know, in the squad. We're talking to each other and saying, why is nobody capping the nodes? You know, why are we not taking anything? So we decided to get on the ground and try and do it ourselves, so to speak. Which we managed to do. We managed to take A, and then we sort of make our way over to B. But as you'll see, this game, it's like sort of swimming against the tide. You just cannot cap the nodes quick enough. They just get taken back. So we make our way over. There's a helicopter there. that was a bit of a surprise. I did put some bullets into it. I thought somebody would have taken off in it. But when I finished with this guy here, I think he was trying to C4 us. He looked like a support guy. I jump out and decide to go over and see if I can rescue that helicopter. Such a waste leaving it there. I can't believe somebody just came in and landed there and left it. And I can't believe nobody took it. So, yeah, I managed to get this, take off in it, and that allows me to get out of this node here, so hopefully the guy in the tank can take that one. I go off and try and sort of cap another node, but as I'm taking off, I start getting a lot of aggro, start getting shot down, and a lot of hassle, so I decide to bail out and try and capture this node here, hoping that helicopter blew up. So eventually I managed to get myself another F35. The jet handles, it's a lot heavier than the other jets, so you'll find its turning circle is a bit rubbish, but one thing it does have is this. I'm getting hassled by a jet, and straight out of Top Gun, I hit the brakes, he flies right by, he's now in front of me, I start getting a lock on him, and you can't do this in a normal jet, that's for sure. I can basically control my speed at this point. I'm allowing myself to speed up and then slow down, but for somehow he does a dogleg 90 degrees turn to the right there. It's an impressively short turn. I mean, this thing can turn around on the spot, but it can't turn that quick. So here I'm just hassling the node which we've lost again, and decide to sort of take a quick run over here and see what's going on the runway. Nobody around, just the attack heli, so it's caused that a bit of grief, so nobody takes off in there. This time I managed to miss the light tower. But as I was saying, it is a much heavier jet. It doesn't have the turning circle of the other jets. A little bit of a flying tank in some respects, but it does have that kind of hovering ability, which is quite unique. As you see now, I basically see a tank on the radar, so I'm staying quite high this time, hoping I'm behind him and he won't see me. Steady in my position. Come in. One of our jets just failed dive there. Start getting a lock. I think it's a SOFLAM, so it might be the CITV on the tank that's doing it. But I've never actually been shot down by a javelin yet, to be honest. I mean, even when people SOFLAM my helicopter and my jet, nobody ever fires a javelin. It's such a shame. You'd think that the laser designation, the javelin, would work a treat, wouldn't you? But it just doesn't seem to be the way. So the chopper's back up, but we'll just mince him up a little bit. There you go. So the gun on this is pretty much as effective as a gun on a normal jet, from what I can gather. I can't confirm that for sure, but it does seem to be, you know, well, particularly against helicopters, it absolutely minces them. And tanks it disables pretty easily. So here you go, another jet. I grind to a halt, hover, make a slow turn, switch to the gun. And then another jet, while I'm hovering, comes in and minces me up. I'm at 1%. Jump out real quick. Get down to B, veterans retreat, just what I need, a nice little retreat. Doesn't look a very pleasant retreat these days, does it? I expect these were some nice villas beforehand, but a bit of a war zone now. There's a guy behind me, I just see him on the mini-map in time. One thing does annoy me on the console, you can't change the zoom level on the mini-map. You can do it on PC, but you just can't do it on console. I really don't understand that. Unless I just don't know what the button is, but I think we've run out of buttons, to be honest. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the next gen consoles need to have an absolute ton of buttons. I don't know. So Cat B, run over, let's get in this tank, and this gets pretty hilarious now. I'm in the gunner seat, and we can just see somebody down there, so yeah, he's gone. Just finished capping B. Time to move on up. He's slightly out of range, so can't really do much about him right now. But he does come down very shortly, and we have a very interesting little battle. Now the CITV station, I can hop into that one, and by doing this, although I'm not expecting anybody to lock on him or actually fire a missile, it does actually cause him to panic slightly. As you can see, he's firing away, so if anybody else around happens to point a stinger at him, he'll go down straight away. There was nothing much I could do apart from that, but then I switched to the guns and start laying into him. I'm getting hit markers there, so he's probably panicking. Flies below those villas out of range. He should probably repair. I don't know what his repair percentage is, but he came back pretty quickly and didn't even get an attack run. I mean, he should have come up above those buildings and actually had a good set of rockets on us. Then he should have come round the back and had another set. What can I say? I mean, I know the Havoc's a bit heavy to fly, but I think we just gave him a really bad day. And that's all down to his lack of piloting skill, you know. A decent pilot would have taken us out no problem. But I'm not arguing. So we got C. B's now being recaptured, so it's going to be time to head back towards B again. He's out of range, so I can't do much about him. But I start leading in a little bit, and I start getting a couple of hit markers. Not enough to sort of seriously damage him, but there's nothing else to shoot right now. So somebody's at B, I'm not sure who, and there's an MAV up. Now these things are pretty hard to take down without a stinger, you know. Unless they stand still, they're very hard to shoot with a gun. Even harder to shoot with a gunner and a tank on console, due to the sort of input lag and oversteer. But look at that. He sort of hovered a little bit, and it was just enough for me to get him. I was quite pleased with that, actually. I think it's probably the first time I've shot one down with a tank gun anyway. Taken plenty down with stingers and so on, but I'm not sure if I got the guy or whether he's still here. The guy who capped this node, or neutralised it I should say. I've got a feeling he's just ran off. Yeah, I think I just saw him on the radar. Yeah, there he is. So he's still around. He's over there somewhere. So I've recaptured B. We've actually got 3 nodes at this point. If only we could have held this kind of set of nodes through the game. Now here comes C4 Bob again. Again he has a bad day. Although I've got a feeling that he respawns back at A now. And my tank driver doesn't see him. In fact, we don't see him until it's too late, and he manages to run over and plop some C4 on the tank and get some revenge. Problem is I get distracted by this. I would have seen the guy coming with C4, but I was trying to work out what the hell that was doing. That gives this guy enough time to run over. We've got some sliding C4 on us. That's good night from us. What a shame. There he is. He's popping his head round. Little sod. So, that's my video on Gulf of Oman on Conquest in the F35 and tank. I've got plenty more videos, Karkand videos on my channel. Click like if you like the video. Do subscribe if you're new. I'm going to upload plenty more Battlefield videos in the future. If you'd like to play with me, you're on PS3, then send me a friend request and come and join a game. I do play on PC as well, though not as much. My friends are on PS3, so I tend to play there. If you want details of my hardware setup, then go and look at my channel. It's all there. That's it from me. Take care, guys, and I shall see you soon.